Now let's proceed to the front-end integration of our database. Okay, as you can see, this is my contact list.tsx. This is the similar contact list.tsx as previously discussed. I just added the functionality for handling inserting data into the database. So the inserting of the data into our database will be triggered in my modal in line 171 onwards. So this is the modal that will pop up on my screen as you can see here sa example. So kapag i-click yung plus button, so magpo-pop up yung modal and the user can input data. And when the user will press the save button. So here, the save button is attachable opacity. Ayan. So if this is pressed, so it will redirect to the onPress function or onPress um, property, and it will go. This is the insert contact here is actually a declared function in our code. So I'm going to redirect you on this one. So when I click insert contact, so this is the function for inserting to database using Axios. Okay, so we have from line 53 to line 89. So ito yung inserting function natin. So first, I declared a constant function called insert function, and then dapat naka-async arrow function siya. And then inside our function, I started with before pala sa function, you have to make sure muna that you had to add use states hook to define and initialize state variable. Okay, after you set your use state hook, let's go to our model in line 171 and let's look at the elements that I have declared here. Okay, starting with the image picker in our model. So I declared the following touchable opacity. I created the button in line 187 to 192. And then I created a function on press. So ibig sabihin, every time I click the button to select an image, as you can see, yung text natin of the button is choose image. So if I'm going to click the button, I'll be redirected to open image picker function. So ito yung function ni image picker natin. So it allows us to pick an image sa files natin or sa gallery natin. So just follow this code and then you call that code every time or sa button that handles the choosing of image for your model. And then after that, I want to display the image kapag nakaselect na yung user. So here I enclose the image component to double curly braces to indicate a condition. So the condition in line 194 to 196, it indicates that if image has a value, therefore it will display line 195, which I declared an image component. And then yung source natin dito, meron na siyang value which is yung image. The image here actually has the value of um, from the UState hook that handles the data of or the value of the image that is picked by the user in the open image picker na function. Ayan. So, this allows us to view the image picked by the user. And then after that, we have the text input. Here, it allows us to the user to input a text for first name. So remember, dito na papasok yung purpose ni onChange text, and then in line 203, I have here the onChange property of text input. And then yung value niya is yung setter ng use state hook natin for first name. So I'm going to click that one. So
Yung set first name is from this hook. So I am calling set first name so that we can set a value for our first name that will be called for passing data into the PHP, inserted PHP for our database. So on change text, so I set the first name, also for the other text input for last name, line 210 on change text, set last name, 217 on change text, set phone number, and then next naman for setting the relation, ayan. So yun yung purpose niya for the use state hook.
So, ito yung mga hook state function natin. Okay, so we have on line 19 to 24, I have declared a use state hooks. We have image, set image, and if for this one, I declare the use state into the following string or null, and then with the with the current value of null, because since image man siya, no, so there's a possibility that it can be a long string. Um, and if wala kasi to siya, mag-error si React Native, magbibigay siya ng warning. And para mawala yung error, I have to do this one to strictly declare the data type for the image. So I strictly declare that it is a string or null. So, or null kasi it's optional lang naman na maglagay ng image sa form natin. And I also declared a use state for our contact ID. Yan. And for a contact ID, I have to declare this one kasi I have to get the contact ID when deleting the data. But later on, malaman na yung function niya. And then I also declared a use state hook for first name and then yung setter niya. So yung current value is empty lang muna, empty string. Use state hooks also for last name, setter hook also, phone number, setter ng phone number, relation, and setter of the relation. Ayan. So, ito yung tatawagin natin to set the data, and whatever is the set data here will be reflected to the first use state hook, which is yung first name, last name, phone number, and relation. So, that's the first thing that you do. Declare muna yung use state hooks natin. And then you call this one the image, contact ID, first name, last name, phone number, so that we can store the data input from our model. Okay, so yun na nga, going back to our insert contact function. Okay, line 53 to line 89. Okay. Oh, I also forgot. Don't forget pala, no? I also forgot to mention you have to import your actions pala. Sorry, sorry. So in line 14, don't forget. So after you declare the use state hooks, you have to import also the actions function. Okay? So yun ang requirement, actions function, and then yung declaration of our use state hooks. Then after that, you go to your insert contact function, line 53 to 89. Okay, so here we define first the insert contact as an asynchronous function, which allows the user to await for asynchronous operation within the function. And then inside our insert contact function in line 54, here line 54 to 57, we have a condition. So the condition here checks if any of the required fields such as first name, last name, phone number, and relation are empty. So kapag empty siya, mag-a-alert siya na please fill in all fields. Ayan. So a condition to check lang if empty or yeah, if empty yung fields natin. And the next naman we have in line 59, we have here cons URL, and then as you can see we have an example URL here. So basically this just define here the server endpoint URL where the data will be sent. So, kumbaga, tatawagin natin yung data point, endpoint of the data that we want to be sent out from our React Native app. So here, as you can see, I am calling insert.php kasi dun ko isi-send yung data galing sa React Native app natin. So I have 192.168.224.243. So for this one, malalaman natin yung URL location niya. If we're going to open your console, makikita natin yung metro weighting and X. Etong value na yan, yung 192.168.24.243, yan yung ilalagay natin dito sa first part of our URL. Okay? So kapag hindi yan siya magre-reflect, possible hindi gagana yung connection between our app and of course in our Expo Go. And then of course, followed by the URL naman is your project name, and then yung database slash database. The database here is of course yung file directory na yan siya ng database natin. Ayan. And then slash insert.php. So we are calling the insert.php with this URL so that we can pass the data to this URL. Okay, now since we already declared the server endpoint URL where the data will be sent, now we are going to create an object called contact data. Ang purpose ng object na to is to hold the form data to be sent to the server. So it holds yung mga data na nilalagay natin sa form. Or, yun, nilalagay. So we have here the contact ID, we declared a data, and then it handles the contact ID from our form. First name data, it handles the first name data in our form. So as you can see, itong mga data on the right, it has to be reflected from ang basis niya is yung sa hook state declaration natin. Okay? So, the first hook state declaration, ito yung tatawagin natin in our contact data object. Okay? And then I added a debugging line here in line 70 just to make sure that I am sending the correct data. And then, of course, I added a try catch. So, for the try catch, okay, so for this one, I started a try block to handle any errors during the data submission. So here, for line 73 onwards, so for line 73, um, I sent a post request here. Ayan. So I'm sending a post request to our URL using actions.post. And then I also included the contact data. So with the headers content type and then application slash JSON. So this means that I am sending a post request to the URL that I have declared in line 59 with the data in my contact data object. Ayan, so yun yung meaning niya. And then here, yung sa line 75 by the way, the header content type application slash JSON actually specifies that the request body is JSON encoded siya. Kasi we have, remember, like what I said earlier, sa React Native, naka-JSON file, tapos i-decode natin siya sa PHP into PHP readable format. And then for line 78, it's just a debugging code so that I can make sure that I am sending the correct data. And then after passing the JSON data to my PHP, I added here a close modal function. And if I click this one, basically ang ginagawa niya lang is just to set the modal visibility to false para mawala yung modal sa screen ng React Native app natin. And then set refresh data to true. So for this one, the set refresh data, ang ginagawa nito is just yung tipong basic refresh sa app, in which every time I added the data, magre-refresh siya so that visible na yung newly added data in our app. Okay? So, yun ang purpose ng refresh data, and ito yung line of code niya, line 105. Okay, going back to our line 78. Okay, so next naman we have set first name. So I have to set again the different setter in our usage hook to empty, such as in 81. In empty ko yung first name, set last name. I also set it again to empty, set phone number to empty, set relation to empty, so that ma-refresh yung modal natin na wala ng data. Okay? And then yung set image naman is ginawa ko ulit null para back to start tayo. Then of course, yung sa error ng ika-catch na error ng try catch natin. And mag-error, ito yung magpa-pop up sa console natin. Okay, so that's for the try catch. And then, oh yeah, that's for the insert contact function in inserting to database using our actions. Okay, so this is the line of code. Then I will be uploading this one to our GitHub repository so that you can review it on your own pace. Okay.